guys, Vesper here. Welcome to another episode of Indiecredible News. You guys may have noticed something a little different regarding my intro, and that's because this is our first official episode as part of the brand spanking new site, thisisinfamous.com. We're really excited to be a part of this site as it is reeking with geeky goodness, from films to video games to comic books and more. So make sure to visit thisisinfamous.com and check it out. Now, before we get into the swing of things, there are a few items I wanted to bring to your attention. First of all, I wanted to give a big thank you to Javier Cabrera of the Free Bundle for featuring yours truly on his site. If you haven't yet been able to check out the Free Bundle and you're a fan of free video games, I suggest you head on over to thefreebundle.com and give those games a little download. Now, the second item I wanted to bring to your attention is actually a bit of pretty exciting news.
Oh yeah.
A few weeks ago, I applied to be on the TBS show King of the Nerds. Well, out of countless entries, I'm pleased to say that I was chosen as a top 10 finalist. That being said, thank you to all who voted and shared every single day to get me there. You guys totally rock my world. Now, even though I'm in the top 10 finalists, the battle is far from over. By the time this airs, there should be 1 or 2 days left for you guys to vote for me to get to the top. So please, go vote for me at the link that I will post here, and which I'll also be posting in the description as well. Every vote counts, so make sure to vote and share. Moving on, if you follow any indie gaming news at all, chances are that you've heard of a little game in development by Krillbite Studios called Among the Sleep. Among the Sleep is a first-person survival horror game a la Amnesia, in which you play a 2-year-old child trying to survive all the things that go bump in the night. A couple of weeks back, the game's developers managed to surpass their Kickstarter goal of $200,000. As a result, the playable alpha is now available on their Kickstarter site. You know, for those of you that want to relive their suppressed childhood nightmares. Onward! One of my all-time favorite games growing up was a game called Road Rash. If you've heard of this game, you are an embodiment of all that is right in this world. And if you haven't, Road Rash was a badass motorcycle game in which you competed in various street races where anything was game. Using an assortment of different weapons, you were free, nay, encouraged, to beat the living hell out of each other to get to the top. Anyways, I bring this up because yet another fantastic looking indie game, which serves as a spiritual successor to Road Rash, was funded through the use of Kickstarter. This game will be called Road Redemption. Not sure if you guys realize this, but this is kind of a big deal, seeing as there hasn't been a single iteration to the Road Rash franchise in years. They too surpassed their Kickstarter goal, which means that my life can begin to make a little more sense now. The game is set to release next year via the PC, Wii U, and Xbox 360. Lastly, next week marks the arrival of a game I've been greatly anticipating called GUNPOINT. GUNPOINT is a 2D stealth platformer in which you play as a spy for hire. You go through numerous assignments with the use of several useful gadgets that allow you to jump incredibly high, stick to walls, tackle guards out of plate glass windows, and rewire your environment to complete your objective. A playable demo is currently out at gunpointgame.com and is definitely worth checking out. The game's official release date is set for June 3rd, so if this demo is enough to give you a craving for more, definitely be sure to give the game a purchase. Well, that about wraps it up for today, folks, but remember, if there's an indie game that you'd like me to play, go ahead and feel free to leave it in the comment section below. Like, share, and above all, subscribe. And as always, sayonara, you Indiecredibles.